Welcome to Letting Go University. If you'd like to learn more about letting go, I highly suggest the Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender book by Dr. David R Hawkins or the Sedona Method by Hale Dwoskin. Both of those will help you a lot with your letting go process and will make these sessions much more comprehensible. We're going to look at the resistance to kindness and gentleness with ourselves, and which also would apply to others. Are you or have you ever noticed a tendency to be mean, unkind to yourself or others? And just taking a look at yourself, are you in a habit of criticism, of condemnation, of meanness? How are you talking to yourself? Here you are, this uh, beautiful, perfect, evolving human. That's not really what you are. You're something far beyond that. But this personality, this ego, this human's evolving and going through stages of evolution. And at one point, something might have seemed really useful or helpful, and then you start to grow out of it. And yet, those old tendencies, those old things you used, still show up. And now you have a higher perspective and you're aware of a higher way of being. And yet, that old stuff's coming up. And there can be this attacking these old programs rather than just kindly and gently allowing them to come to awareness and letting them go. So, can you, for this session, just look at somewhere where you've been being unkind or mean to yourself? And the first thing that comes to mind is fine. There may be a lot of different areas where this is going on. Could you just notice somewhere you're being unkind or mean to yourself? And what about just being gentle and kind to yourself there? Oh, it's okay, sweetheart. Just being forgiving, allowing, encouraging, nurturing with whatever that is that's been going on. And could you notice any resistance, refusal, or denial to be kind and gentle with yourself about that? Could you notice the, the ego might present you with all of these habits of thought about why you can't just be kind or gentle to yourself, encouraging, allowing? And behind those thoughts, could you notice the feeling of resisting being kind and gentle to yourself with that? And that's okay. Could you allow that up? Notice that feeling, that refusal, that denial, that resistance to being kind and gentle to yourself. And if you ignore the thoughts, you might really allow the feeling to be there. Do you really allow that feeling? Just let it be there just for now. That might be guilt, that might be fear. But whatever that feeling is, could you let it be here? Just aware of it, acknowledging it. And could you let go? Would you let go? And it's really just a choice. You don't have to let go. Part of kindness and gentleness is allowing. And so you're free already. You can choose to be kind and gentle to yourself, or to criticize yourself, condemn yourself, attack yourself. You can be encouraging, accepting, allowing, nurturing. You can be mean and stingy. And whether it's the same thing or something else, just taking somewhere you've been being mean or unkind with yourself. And could you just notice what it seems to be about? Why not just be kind and gentle with yourself? And there might be some very convincing sounding thoughts that come through, some habitual thought patterns that would justify this negativity with yourself rather than just being kind and gentle. And behind those thoughts, could you notice the feeling? And we'll just call this feeling denying, rejecting, or refusing, resisting being kind or gentle with yourself. Could you notice that feeling? And just let those reasons, those thoughts, go and sit with this feeling for a moment. Allow it to come up. Allow it to be there. As best you can, because you let it be just a feeling. Whatever its label might be, wherever it is, just a feeling. And could you release this feeling? Whether it stays or goes, lightens up or comes up more, could you release it? Would you release this feeling of resisting or refusing gentleness and kindness with yourself? And it is just a choice to be gentle or kind to yourself. What do you choose? There's oftentimes an emotional thing that comes up, a feeling, and we rush to condemnation without even pausing to consider if that's going to be helpful. And can you notice anywhere you've been rushing to or repeatedly being mean to yourself, unkind to yourself, short with yourself, impatient with yourself, attacking yourself? Could be the same thing or something else. And here some guy says, well, that's just a choice. What about being kind, forgiving, nurturing, compassionate with yourself? gentle with yourself? And can you notice any resistance or refusal with this situation to being kind and gentle? And that's okay. We get into these habits, these tendencies. Could you notice what that feels like? To be resisting kindness and gentleness with yourself. Could be a sensation of guilt, sensation of fear. Could you notice the sensation wherever it is, in the gut or in the chest, whatever it is? Could you be with that physiological or energetic sensation and let the thoughts scroll by without engaging with them and getting more and more thoughts? And could you just let it be a feeling, not a good or a bad feeling, moment by moment, feeling it, aware of it, maybe even being gentle and kind with this feeling? And could you surrender the experience of this feeling to a greater context, something beyond this feeling? Just letting that feeling be there, could you surrender it, whether it stays or goes? Would you surrender this feeling, this resistance to kindness and gentleness with yourself? Just turn it over. And it's just a chance for now, and it's just your choice. You never have to surrender. When could you surrender this resistance to kindness and gentleness with yourself? And just watching what happens with that feeling. Maybe it lightens up, maybe it comes up more. And just surrendering more, if there's any more to surrender. If you choose to, because you never have to. That's part of that kindness and gentleness that is characteristic of the field, allowing whatever we choose. It's okay to choose to be mean and unkind with ourselves, to beat ourselves up. That's okay. You can choose that. And maybe that's become a habit or a tendency. And if you notice that, it might seem weird or unfamiliar to be gentle and kind with yourself, which is also just a choice. You can choose to be forgiving, nurturing, compassionate, patient with yourself. And it might take a minute or a few days to start to relinquish the old habits, the old tendencies, and choose something differently and start to engage with that, start to build that attractor pattern. Though just for now, what about starting that? Just starting that just for now. What's it like to just choose to be kind and gentle with yourself? Patient with yourself, accepting of yourself. Any situation, anything that's been going on with you, anything that happened before. What's it like to choose kindness, to choose gentleness? And could you notice any more resistance to that? That might take thought form, reasons why you can't just be kind and gentle here. And behind those thoughts, there's a feeling. Could you notice any more feeling of resisting being kind or gentle with yourself? And moment by moment, could you let it be just a feeling, just some stuck energy from old patterns of thought, old habits, old programming, just letting it be there, noticing it, allowing it, feeling it. And could you let it go? Some of our old patterns, we really don't want to let go of them. We've been using them so much, we just keep them. That's okay. You never have to let go. Would you let go of this feeling, this resistance to choosing kindness and gentleness with yourself? When could you let go of that old attractor pattern, that old feeling? When could you let go of resisting, denying gentleness and kindness for yourself? And you know what? We love you so much. We're not going to force you. Your higher self loves you so much. It's not going to force you. It's just a choice to relinquish these old tendencies of meanness and unkindness with yourself and choose or open up to kindness and gentleness as an option, as a real viable option for your continued experience, growth, and evolution. What would that be like if you were just gentle and kind with yourself and that became the new attractor pattern? Are you open to it? Thank you so much for releasing, letting go today, and have the best day you can.